time, every time.
Eating? Okay, go finish eating. We're gonna get ready to go night night. Yeah. Yep.
Be glad Daddy let you watch TV because I told you no TV.
No more.
What's the favorite show these days?
Llama.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
It's less annoying than Cat in the Hat knows a lot about that.
Or Baby Shark.
But I love that one. Someone just fire it up.
I had to
Anyways.
restart it because it froze when it was trying to load in because I also hit stream at the same time, and I forgot that the last time I did that, the ATS is just like, no. You have to let it load first, then hit stream.
All right.
Okay. I am in Seattle, Washington.
You guys know where I am. Why the hell days that I had a truck?
Because reasons.
Didn't that happen when we tried to fire up, but then we realized there was one side didn't update yet?
Beta from last time when we were trying to mess around with it. I wonder if I just gotta kind of jump in and play, or I just maybe farther behind than originally expecting to be.
I'm just gonna take a little local run real quick while we're waiting.
The other fun thing, too, that I discovered is when you shut it down, it'll run the fans for a little bit to cool it off.
Nice.
So that's cool. Have not checked power consumption on it yet, but it does make a nice hum, but not nearly as much humming as I thought it would.
Did you have to upgrade because Andrew upgraded?
I was already set up, but I don't remember if I had ran with somebody up to Seattle or not.
What? I feel like you're having a conversation. I'm not having it.
You said something about Andrew upgrading, and I said no, I didn't have to upgrade.
Upgrade parts, because weren't you just talking about fans?
Oh, I'm talking about a server.
Oh.
But yes, there was fans on it, yes.
Well, looks like I'll have to run a couple runs so I can actually discover the banks and actually buy a truck again. That, or we switch over, but if you two are both having no issues, I might as well. Where is game capture?
I hate waiting at a bug fight when there's no one.
Luke might be joining us too. He was having a bit of a ranting time. He's like, "I think you're on HES, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yes, maybe."
Hi, what? You wanna watch Cat?
Yeah.
Did you finish eating? Alright, Trash, research is all done. Yeah. It's time to go night night, honey bunny. You want to?
Did I hear Luke in there somewhere? A very quiet Luke, but yes, there is a Luke.
Is that better?
Oh, much better. I can hear you.
Yeah, for some odd reason, every once in a while, my headset will be like, your microphone input is now down to minimum. Have fun. No warning.
Oh, that's always the best when it's just like, yeah, you totally plan on shouting today, right? Yeah, okay, I'm just
Yeah, I'll
gonna
be
drop
talking.
that.
It's like, why is no one paying attention to me? You're all a-holes, and it's like, Luke, we can't hear you. Oh, look. Is that better? Yes.
So apparently Drew managed to sell his truck while he was away, and he didn't know he sold his truck.
How is that possible?
I don't
No
know.
idea.
But he is truckless again.
Womp womp.
Bum bum ba bum.
So I
Womp.
can send you money. I have plenty of money now because I have 2 garages going.
Yeah, I've got pretty much infinite money, so I wish I could just be like, oops, pass that over.
Yeah, basically, it's like, okay, one 12-hour trip. I have $300,000. What do I want to buy?
Where are you located at in the game at the moment?
I think Fresno. The game's just taking a while to boot up because it doesn't like how many windows I have open at the moment.
Windows. I need to decide what OS I'm putting on that server.
I would say XP because XP is just a beast at everything it does, but
I don't know if I have a legacy copy of XP floating around anymore.
that really was the best
Yeah.
Windows Microsoft has ever produced.
But for the stuff that I want to run, I at least need Windows 7, like a virtual machine of Windows 7 on there.
Well, aren't they starting to phase out Windows 7 support next year?
They are.
I'd probably just
But
quit full and do 10 then.
for my own personal uses, it doesn't give a matter if I make a virtualization of 7. There is server 19 is out, but server 19, from the little bit of digging I did into it, it's super duper expensive, and I don't think there's a free version of it like there are of the older versions of server. I mean, there's obviously the non-ethical versions of 19 out there, I'm sure, but
Honey, it's time to go night night. Yeah. Dad?
so I don't know if you've been watching that chat much, but Brandon's all over the place.
Yeah, know how I search for places? Like a week or two before I even want to start a discussion, I spend like 2 lunch breaks just scouring everywhere, saying, okay, let's do this many people. What are we looking for? What is people going to want? And then I do all the searching, and then everything I go, okay, here's a budget. Here's 2 options. Here's a third option, which is normally my preferred. Here's a high-end options, and that's all the choices.
Yeah, take it or leave it.
Yeah,
I need to
it's
go get a beer, so I'll be right back.
okay.
What, honey? Tomorrow. Please? I love you tomorrow. Please? Would you like to take your blankie to bed? Go get your blankie. Alright, night night, honey bunny. I love you.
Where the heck am I? Dang it, I am in Flagstaff. I like this picture.
And I forget how dark my house gets. It's a bit of a cave, honestly, but I guess it helps with keeping the heat out during the day.
Yeah, I unfortunately do not have that luxury. I have west-facing wall and windows. It sucks.
Is it XP?
Ha ha ha! I see what you did there. Anyways, I
Alright,
can
so you
either
said
be in Flagstaff or Fresno.
you're down in Fresno, you say?
Well, I can be in either because I have my primary in Flagstaff and then I bought a second garage in Fresno, so I can quick travel.
Okay, I'm up in Seattle, but I've got garages kind of speckled all over the place. So I think I heard Nat is in Eugene, and I think we're waiting for Drew to get back to confirm where he's at if he got a truck.
Okay. I meant to buy a garage while I was up there last, but then I kind of forgot about it as I clicked transport. I'm like, no, because I wanted to get one in Olympia.
Oh, you went up
Figured,
to Olympia?
well, I was all the way over to Yakima, so Olympia would only be like a hour, 2 hour drive.
Gotcha.
But then I bought a truck, accidentally clicked drive truck. It's like, it's a decent the high end Volvos are growing on me, but it's just like, well, I want to drive my Kensworth, so I clicked on it and it teleported me all the way back to Flagstaff.
Yeah, those high end Volvos actually aren't bad. The basic ones are kind of I could pass on, but
Because I figured Olympia gives me a nice access to all the nice jobs that come out, like Seattle or Port Angels, stuff like that. And then I'd probably be looking at getting one in the. Oh wait, Eugene doesn't. Oh nope, Eugene does have one. Then getting one in Eugene. Then probably head down to like read. The reading area has the garage somewhere around there. So that way I can just kind of.
Reading.
Yeah, that way I can kind of just skip up and down, then get a final one.
You know what I'm looking for?
Hmm.
Utah.
Oh yeah, Utah would be a nice place to get a garage.
Utah's not in the game yet, but it's coming.
Oh yeah, that's right. I knew that.
I heard fourth quarter of this year, and rumors that there's a new truck coming. By the looks of it, it's probably international.
It's like they have a lot of truck variety already because it's like I have my normal truck, which I did try a heavy haul with it. It is spec'd out enough, but it was struggle busing there for a little bit. It was not happy with me on the hills.
Well, I'm kind of tempted just to kind of hit the road and drive somewhere. I don't know where the other two.
I'm in Eugene.
Oh, you're in Eugene. Okay, so what destinations can you get to from Eugene?
I'm on a
I
load
would
right
say
now.
probably something south, just so we can kind of like meet in the middle type of thing.
Well, I can teleport. I'll teleport over to my Fresno garage right now.
Yeah, that's what I figure. But your Fresno's still south of Eugene, so if we can kind of pick something middle-ish, that'll work out pretty good. Heavy?
Double trailer.
Ah.
Those are fun.
Thanks.
As long as you don't have to reverse.
To avoid that. Should be able to start a couple more runs like this.
All right. Let's see. What do you got coming out of Eugene there, Nat?
I'm on a load, remember?
Oh, you're on a load.
Yeah,
To where?
Eugene.
Oh, to Eugene. I thought you were
No.
saying you were in Eugene. Gotcha.
I am. Remember I said I was going to take a local run or drink for you guys?
Oh, I missed that.
figured
That may have been when I was getting my beer. In my defense.
it was before the beer.
In my defense, my mind was still on beer.
So I got one up to reading. Reading right now. That's about equal distance from where I am to where you is. I would have a little bit farther to drive.
Alright.
That or I could get up to actually there's one that would be a 13-hour haul from me.
Yeah, by that point we'll probably be headed south. I'll say that the one up to Reading, or yeah, the one up to Reading's probably fine for now. Lots of stuff going to Medford. I'll take a Medford load because that's kind of going in the right direction for the moment. Plus, it's a big giant lumber load.
Oh yeah, I should have busted it on my trailer. Maybe next time. These guys honk at me, it's like heaven forbid I take a second down the street.
Alright. Engine start. Oh shoot, I gotta navigate into the port again.
I hate getting to the port.
That port sucks down here.
Well, even like the Seattle one, that interchange, it's just like, go in this direction, while these two routes look exactly the same, so...
See, the interchange is one thing, but literally navigating in that port is terrible.
I actually abandoned dropping off a load for the bonus XP just because it was a wide body, and making that turn through like what's supposed to be like the port check-in, it's just like, up, I'm off by a degree, rip.
Clunk.
So it's like, I want that 90 XP, but I don't care. I followed this thing for 30 hours, game time, I'm done.
Oh, I was saying, supposedly my load's down here somewhere, hiding in the cluster of crates.
Of course, this loads on the opposite side of that scroll.
Alright, so where are we going?
I've got a load down to Medford, and Luke's got a load going to Reading, so anywhere between those two. We're kind of just trying to group up in the middle of the map right now.
Oh, sweet, I get cans.
And load tandem.
They said it should pay decent.
It should. 27,000 supposedly.
I think I'm getting 31 mile, which is terrible, but I really like doing 40 or higher at this point. I think in used packaging isn't exactly high value cargo.
I don't think so. Unless it's gold wrapper. Maybe if it's gold wrapper.
Wish you could buy more trailers in this game. I want my own custom lowboy trailer.
Yeah, that'd be fun to have.
I think I'm going to get a tanker for my next one.
I don't know if you can you get tankers yet?
I thought you could.
I know they've been talking about adding it, but I don't know if you can yet or not. Nice thing about leaving the fort, though, is you can get right onto I-5.
I'm just on Nice Falls State Highway at the moment. Running parallel next to 99.
Hey Andrew, you wanna look at my screen? Look at my screen.
There we go. Hauling that lumber.
there's a trailer on the power line.
What?
There is a trailer for a tractor on the power line.
No.
Rip.
And then another one is dancing around like a ton of those balloon men.
Remember to drive carefully and obey the speed limit, according to the overhead sign.
I also see no popo.
You're not my dad! Man, Washington is so beautiful. I'm gonna have to do a lot more driving in this state.
I love the forest out there.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for all the weddings and potential hockey trips, I'd probably be looking at going out there.
It's a nice area, so
Why does Pittsburgh have to be so expensive?
yeah, I don't know, because when I was looking on like the kayak and such, just looking at kind of price stuff, there must be something going on in that area. Because those price, even the price map is a little higher than other average weekends.
Is there a Steelers home game that weekend?
Oh,
That would do
I
it.
don't know. That would possibly do it. I haven't even considered that as a possibility.
Steelers schedule. Because if they're playing like someone like the Chiefs, yeah, that's going to be a ridiculous amount of people.
Right.
Oh god, I'm veering off the road. Don't text and drive, kids.
Don't drink and drive, kid.
Oh, that's why. They're playing the Ravens.
Oh. Well, yeah. That would do
yeah,
it.
that's going to be yeah, that yeah,
That's
that's
gonna
why
be
there
a,
aren't
it's
any
gonna be a
places.
zoo.
Oh my god. Ooh, yeah. Oh, oof. Oofta. That'd also explain why Southwest isn't cheap. Because
Yep.
I would be connecting through Baltimore.
Which they're probably just moving fans back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Don't drink and drive. You're not my supervisor.
I would be drinking, but I am probably going to get pretty hammered tomorrow, so
Yeah, give yourself a break.
yep.
Leaving out first thing for that?
No, I'm actually working a half day because the ceremony doesn't start until 5, and it's like, well, I'll get off at 11. You can only check in starting at 3, so as long as I leave my house by 1, I should be rolling into the hotel at 3 o'clock.
Gotcha.
So it just
That's
really makes sense. Like, you know what? I'll save a half day and burn it for German Fest later this month. Might be a little
Yeah,
awkward.
I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was going to use my my personal time for this year, just because it's like it's not intended for vacations, and I usually don't take sick days because I don't normally get sick for more than a day. So I'm just looking at this clock that doesn't roll over, and I'm already halfway through gear and haven't touched it at all. And then I'm just like, well, that sucks. Lo and behold, battery explodes. Well, okay, I guess I'll take a day off.
For me, I think I'm down to 6.5 days, which isn't terrible, but it's like, well, I want to take the day after Thanksgiving off, so that's 1. I'll probably want to take a day or 2 off, like Christmas, New Year's time, so that's 2 more right there. So I'm down to like 3.5 days.
Well, that's the crazy thing is, it's like I was looking at my my time off and the schedule they give us off with plant closed down and everything. Like all the stuff that I want to take off is pretty much covered by that. Other than ASU trip, I had to take 2 days, only 2 days for the ASU trip.
I'm gonna be that person. What do you guys do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
I'm an analyst at Lockheed Martin.
I'm a purchasing agent for HVAC wholesaler, for at least in the next year. After that, I'm probably going to start job searching.
Lockheed Martin's always hiring better, bud.
Just saying, my job's pretty cool too. Why are you laughing? I never said that, but like I just want to know why.
Good job.
Get your groceries delivered and you never have to leave your house. It's really nice in flu season.
Is that how like I can get you to visit? Is just put an order in on ship and be like, hey, so you're gonna drive down here in like 16 hours, right?
I mean,
if you would pay the travel bill, I'm sure they would okay it.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty expensive box of Oreos.
Yeah. But if you get double stuff, it's double stuff.
Totally worth it. You know, I'm gonna get
value.
2 boxes. 2 boxes. Gotta get 2.
Alright. See, I'm gonna have to do that in 2 chunks. 12 hours was a bit much the other night.
Fair.
When's the last time you drove for 12 hours?
When I moved in March. That was actually a semi-regular occurrence when I came to and from Michigan Tech because of snow. Or whenever I traveled anywhere outside of Tech because Tech's in the middle of almost nowhere. Yeah. Like it was 24 hours down to New Orleans when we did a vacation down there. That was fun. I didn't drive 24 hours straight. I'm not that crazy, but oh god, the Portland road system. This one, I hope. Yes.
I hate California. They're 55-mile-per-hour speed limits. Hate it.
And there's sometimes traffic cams there too. I don't remember where they are though. Oh boy, I almost rolled the load.
You almost rolled what?
I almost rolled the load.
I've done that a few times. It's like, I can make this turn at 70 miles per hour, wheels lift up, and brake.
And no.
I've yet to call for tow service. I want to stick to that.
I have only called tow services twice. Once when I was hit off the road by a runaway driving driver, and I ended up somewhere that the truck is not supposed to be. One time because I ran out of fuel in sight of the fuel station.
Oh, that sucks. think the closest Americana was down to 70 miles as I pulled in.
Well, I forgot to have my my fuel range pulled up at the time. I'm like, I
How do
can
you do
totally
that?
make where I'm going, and then
Hit I that'll cycle through the menus on your.
if you're in cab.
I'm in cab. It's not. Oh,
It's yeah. You just have to kind of click through it. It's kind of like the old school dashes on a car. You know, when you just kind of keep hitting the button until it shows what you want.
okay. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, it's handy to have.
Yeah. It took me like a week playing this game, and I was convinced like only some trucks had it, and then I hit I, and my life was changed.
It took me like 3 months to realize that.
Well, because it's so frustrating, because like the Peterbilt and the Volvo started with that, but the
Yeah.
Kenworth was like, nope, you don't get an estimate. I'm like, I'm never buying Kenworth. I like the truck, but no, hit I.
I remember I was a big Kenworth fan at the start because you only got one Kenworth and one Peterbilt option when it first started out. And I just remember, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to watch that gauge. Then I discovered the I button, and I'm like, whoa, my life has changed.
Yeah, generally.
Then soon after that, I discovered the plus and minus button for the cruise control.
What?
All right, I'm get ready to blow your mind. All right. So you got it in cruise control, right?
Yeah.
So you know up right by the backspace key how there's a plus and a minus? Hit plus and it moves up 5 miles an hour, hit minus, it moves down 5 miles an hour.
I'm hitting it and I'm holding it 55.
Well, it's not instantaneous, it's not a Ferrari. Go to your cruise control setting speed.
Hold on, I gotta pull into the way station.
And it only work. Yeah, I mean, it only works. Cruise control is active at the time. It won't let you preset it, unfortunately.
I really like to figure out what the algorithm is
For
when it determines if you have to stop for a wait station. Because there's one long haul by one oversized, only have to stop twice.
I think it normally, from what I can tell, is it normally will peg you at, not always, but you're more likely to be pegged at your first way station and any way station at a border. It's not 100% guarantee, but it's more likely for you to be pegged at your first way station for the trip, and then of course whatever ones are on the border. I've made it to Eugene. Got another 3 hours left to destination.
We got 2.5.
It's about perfect.
Yeah, if anything, I'll start heading north. We got 300 gallon tank.
Well, I figure wherever we get to our drop points, we just find a common destination from there, because now we're in the same region of the map. Meanwhile, Drew.
Where are?
Beautimus.
Maybe I should get my heavy hauler out. Yeah, I like this long hauler. Probably gonna get a second Volvo long hauler just because I built one for my AI driver. I'm like, I actually kind of like this one. I wasn't expecting to.
Yeah, I've got one Volvo, which I don't mind, but I don't run it that much. One Peterbilt that I really don't care for, but I have it because Murica. And then a bunch of Kenworths of varying shapes and sizes.
Yeah, the only Peterbilt that I really fell in love with was that low cab just because it's such a quintessential look for a heavy hauler.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the W900 Kenworth as my primary heavy hauler. I actually have for heavy hauling.
Yeah, there was a Kensworth. I forgot, it might have been that cab that just kind of looked. Had that old school look to it.
Yep.
With like the windows and the raised sleeper. I'm like, I could do that.
But serious talk now. That Volkswagen Beetle.
Oh boy. You said no to it. Let it go.
I said not that day.
Oh my god.
Realistically, no, I think I shouldn't. For now.
Are we
For
talking
now.
real?
Real world, yes.
He may or may not have been drooling over it.
I may or may not have found the best example of a Volkswagen Super Beetle that I found under $10,000 and under 50,000 miles.
Actually, what you should do is come up to German Fest because they have like a German car section. Every once in a while, they'll have like cars for sale. I know one of my extended uncles had a small, I think, was it a Mercedes? Is it a Mercedes or a Volkswagen coupe convertible? He posted for like 8,000.
Totally sold on the whole German Fest thing. The problem with buying a car up there is this wonderful thing called road salt.
It was only a summer car.
Yeah, a lot of people say it's only a summer car. Not saying that his wasn't, but just saying. There's a lot of people up there that say, oh, never driven in the rain, never been in snow, always garage kept at room temperature. You're just sitting there like, So that
Wisconsin has to never lie about that.
What's that giant bubble on the trunk lid? Though I say that, and I actually did look at a Beetle in Stanley, Wisconsin, here about a couple months ago, and highly considered it. So, Wisconsin's not entirely outside of the throw space, because Wisconsin still uses road salt less than Indiana.
Yeah. Well, Wisconsin, there's a lot of places that I know here in Sun Prairie they don't use salt, but whatever that like spray they use.
Oh, that like pickle juice or whatever.
Yeah, they'll
It's not
pre-treat
pickle
it.
juice, but it's basically pickle juice.
Yeah, so they'll pre-treat the roads so that way if they do need salt, they only need to use like a quarter of it.
Oh, that helps.
Yeah, once you get to Mass, and then they just go salt everywhere.
Yeah, I ran into that when I visited in was it February?
Yeah, especially all the interstates, they just pour salt out like it's going out of style. Again, you almost need to because half of it gets sprayed up anyways.
Yeah.
It's plowed.
It's kind of a double-edged sword.
Yeah. I kind of miss Hojin with the sand. At least the snow tires, that wasn't an issue. Other than, well, your car said salt blasted.
I would rather have that, honestly.
Well, you can definitely tell my car was parked out because if it was in better body condition, I could have sold my Camry for like $5,000, which basically would have meant I only would have owed like $2,000 or $3,000 in my current car. But the body just took such a beating. It was just like, well, this is wrong, that's beat up. Oh, and when they went to look under the hood latch broke.
Of course, perfect timing.
Yep, they pull the lever and you hear that doing. That's like, that was a spring breaking, wasn't it? Yep. So I negotiated up $200, $500 to $700, and I walked away.
I was happy to get $6,000 for the Escape, and I'm just like, well, apparently they didn't look under the car very closely because down here they hate rust, and that car lived in the northern part of the Midwest for quite a while, even before I owned it.
Yeah, privately, I probably could have got another 400 or 500, but there's a lot of things wrong with it. That it's just like it's. I would feel bad about selling it because it probably was 6 months to a year out from just completely crapping out, saying you need to spend $3,000 to fix this car.
Yeah, another reason why trading in's nice because it's not you're not giving it to somebody. If anything, it's either going to auction or scrap.
That was probably an auction car. Someone polished it up and ended up on one of those refinance anyone wants.
It's on a not even on a Wii Finance. It's on one of those C grade lots where it's like they put up the fancy
Like
shiny
$99 cars, $99 down.
Yeah, those like with the shiny ribbons that go across from the light poles, and then they put the balloons on the antennas every other Friday.
Yeah, that was actually kind of hard to say goodbye to that car because my oldest car, he passed away, and that was my first like this is my car. So it's just like it's starting to turn into a piece of junk, but drove it a little bit in high school, all through college, a lot of good road trip memories and the thing, but it's time. Now
So how's Drew's fleet currently? I can't remember what you guys got. I know you have a van. Your fleet of vehicles.
Yeah, they got minivan,
Oh yeah, the Ranger. I forgot about the Ranger.
I love my little one.
Before I went up to Houghton, I was like dead set on finding one. And my budget at the time, it would have had like 150,000 miles on it. It just beats crap. I was like, I really wanted one.
I mean, technically, mine only has like 90,000 miles on it.
Oh, it's definitely.
I said technically.
I dropped off my load. I mean,
It's running over once or twice.
yeah.
Once since we've owned it potentially.
According to the cluster, it's
Anyways, I'm in Klamath Falls.
Okay, you're just in Louisiana.
What do you still need to do on the Ranger? I forget.
Most of it's just maintenance and it's sad.
Well, that's just a jumper pack it real quick and then get a new battery.
The rest of it's just restoring. It's very much
Yeah. If it's been sitting a while, I would say, especially on the Rangers, make sure you check the trans fluid.
Oh yeah.
Make sure it didn't get water in it. I would just say flush it and start over, honestly.
Honestly, I think it just needs a whole new engine.
I mean, if you're going to go for it, I mean, you may as well just go get a Hellcat. Wedge that thing in there, man, you'd do great donuts. You may need to beef up the front suspension, though.
Well, it was just completely redone.
Yeah, but if you're going from a 4-cylinder to an 8-cylinder big block, I mean...
When it was 6?
Yeah.
You both?
We've got
Oh,
the 6.
Oh, you got the 6, okay. Well, shoot, slap a turbo on it then.
Yep.
I'd rather go for the snorkel first, but
Put a turbo with a snorkel.
where are we moving?
All the turbo intake noises you get out of that snorkel would be beautiful.
Where are we meeting?
I do not know. Depends where everyone else is.
I would say I don't know if anything's been picked out. I'm in Medford right now. How close is Drew to getting a thing?
I am just over 100 miles.
Ah. I finally discovered Medford. I get it. I finally discovered the Beaver State. I would say you guys just pick something. I'm pretty good about meeting up because I've got a... So between you both figured out, and then Drew's just gonna have to jump on.
There's literally nothing between these two
No, no, but I mean, like, pick a destination between you guys as far as like a common destination.
There would be Hornbrook. Hornbrook. Like smack dab between.
I'm delivering to a Home Depot.
Okay.
Like at that point, I think I would just dead haul generating jobs up there. But that'd be like the only like halfway point.
No, I mean you guys don't have to meet like in the middle. I'm saying pick a spot
Pick
that you
from.
both have a load going to.
Oh, that's dark.
Yeah. So that way you guys can start rolling that direction. I have enough range to get kind of anywhere. Okay, where am I supposed to park this thing? Oh, okay. Interesting. How do I get there?
I have haul up to Omar, Washington. You want to go far north?
Does everybody have Washington? I can't remember.
Yes.
I mean, Washington is gorgeous, so I have zero complaints about going to Washington.
That'd be my vote. 13 falls. Yep, I should
Did you
have
say Longview?
Omar. Omac.
Yeah, I guess it really just depends on if y'all both have a load going there. I would say just sync that up.
I'm going to drive up to this gas station real quick, so I'm a little more on the way.
Yeah, I can make that work. I got one going to Grand Coulee.
Alright, so Grand Coulee or Omar is the destination, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Guess I gotta run all the way up to Colville since they don't have anything to. It's like right up the road from Grand Coulee, so I will take a load of butter.
So Grand Coulee. I think I'm just going to drive north to Hornsbrook, see what jobs they have there.
Alright.
Oh, that's heavy. Now we're Fullville. That's kind of close.
Blah, blah, blah. I love how getting on dirt roads, like in this game, actually bounce the truck around and kick up dirt behind them now.
It's all those small details that makes the game good.
Yep, a lot more immersion. Oh, guy giving you grief.
No, it's just we spawned in the same spot in Flagstaff. Then we ended up at the same depot. Good reboot trailer. Made it through.
I didn't realize I'm taking doubles. I thought it was a single trailer. Okay. Cool.
I got the new footer. Should be
I
easy
did
to
purple.
drive.
Was it 40 or 53?
Yeah, it looks like it's 30. Might be a 40. Can't really tell.
Could also be a 45 city trailer.
That's steep on ramp.
I just love how when you go down a dirt road, set of tandems, they all undulate back and forth. All right, so you're going to Hornbrook, you say?
No, Coal City, I think you said.
Yeah, Colville.
Cole. Okay, I'm going to Colville. So but you picked up from Hornbrook, right?
Hmm. Yeah, because the original job I had expired.
Okay. Are you exiting at Medford onto 140?
Let me pull over here.
Because if you are, you're taking the same route I am.
Exiting where?
At Medford onto 140.
Nope, I am taking 97 up through Chimera Falls.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna take 97.
Yeah,
So then
97
it took you
leaving.
south,
Well, I'm starting from California.
right? But from Hornbrook, it took. Okay, I see. So I'm gonna be on 140, linking up with 97 in Calumet Falls. So we could actually link up there.
I should be there in like 2 hours tops.
To the falls?
Mm-hmm.
I'm already north of the falls.
I may have not had to do any of that.
What'd you realize?
Went in, went to make sure I actually saved it once I grabbed my truck again, and there was another save.
Wrong profile?
It was the only profile that was popping up for me.
Nice.
I reloaded the save and then did so. Hopefully it'll start it correctly. If not, either way, I got it in the truck again.
Cool. Well, we're all going to Washington.
Washington.
Yep.
Yep, apparently I just needed to reload the save so it actually resyncs. Oh, that. Alright. Where are you guys at?
I'm probably an hour south of Chimera Falls.
And we're all headed towards the northeast corner of Washington.
Of course.
Let me guess, you're in
I'm
like
in
Mexico?
I'm in Phoenix.
Ah,
Oof. That's a
you don't have any
32-hour haul.
yeah, you don't have any garages further north by chance, do you? That you can quick travel to?
My home garage is in Vegas, so at least I can do that.
Well,
Well, that cuts a few hours off.
gets you a little closer.
I just gotta remember how the hell it did.
Go into your garage manager. You click on your Las Vegas garage, and then there should be a button of like go to or travel to or something to that effect.
Gosh.
The northeast corner of Washington. Like that, there's a cluster of kind of like 3 cities up there we're kind of targeting.
Oh, dang it. Not quite out in California yet.
I love the scenery of this stretch, though.
Yeah, I'm in Northern California at least, so it's nice.
I'm in Southern Oregon.
There's some... No.
There's a trailer doing donuts in the sky.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
It's UFO. Alright, Luke, I am in Klamath Falls.
I'll be there. Good. Just crossing the Oregon border.
Gotcha.
It's 6 now. Oh, what a scenic lake.
I took a picture of it.
Just hitting city limits.
So you're on the, you're on 97, right?
Believe so. Are you a green dot?
I am a green dot, about to turn onto the freeway.
Yep.
Yep,
Double wide red trailers.
yep,
Yep. Coming up right on you.
perfect. That worked out. Timing is like pristine.
Okay, I'll let you pull out ahead.
Like, neither of us had to do any type of waiting. Perfect.
Two logistic majors that work for you.
Yeah, no shit. Okay, what's going on here?
Just go straight, then hooks left.
Yeah, but it's like a downhill left, so with a guardrail.
Just hit it a little bit harder. You'll bounce off.
Or roll over the top of it. You good on fuel?
Oh yeah, I filled up before I left. I got another 1480 to go.
Perfect.
And now that I'm used to having a 300-gallon tank, I will always buy a platform.
Oh
For
yeah, it's
300s.
nice, isn't it?
Plus, you get the heavy haul boost too with it.
Yep. Because you're on a longer cab.
Hmm.
Oh, I gotta pull in.
Yep, same please. I was like, I can make it by. Beep 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 beep. Dang it.
Yeah, that was a late notification. Alright, I'll get it up to about 45 until you're on the street again.
Yep, I'm right behind you.
Oh, alright, perfect.
Came down the on-ramp hot.
So what are you hauling back there? I'm hauling some Lando Lakes.
Frozen food.
Very nice. Was it chicken pot pies or
I think it's...
Tostitos or?
I went healthy, I'm sorry.
Oh, was it those lean meals or whatever?
I think so. Whatever Woolworth produced. Oh my god, cat, stop.
So it's not the banquet. What were those called? The man meals or something?
Oh yeah.
Hungry man. That's what
Yeah,
it was.
hungry man. You want a frozen food meal that still feels you empty, but has double the calories?
Do you want to still feel hungry but eat like 3 times your daily servings of calories?
Yeah,
Eat
and
these.
the sodium. Oh boy, your doctor's gonna be happy with you.
Yeah, you have to delay your doctor's appointment by a week after you take that, or else you're gonna be way off your charts.
Where are those like sulfur, like, you know those like 99 cents like microwave meals you got? I'd buy like a couple of those in college and just eat them as a snack.
Totally not good for you, but totally college food.
Yep. Every once in a while I'll get one, just like, oh, I remember Salisbury steak, eat it. I remember why I get good Salisbury steak if I want it now.
I remember now.
Remember when the Walmart up there first got their like self-checkouts, they had a deal on tostadas like pizzas.
Oh Lord.
So I ended up getting like 10 of them just because like even one of them's like berries filling, but they're only $1, so why not? And I was able to trick the scanner and only paid one because they didn't have the scales weighed. Because I scanned one fine, scan, try to scan second one, wouldn't go, fine, dropped it in the bag, didn't pick up on it. But no, it's the Tony's pizzas. That's what it was. And so yeah, I kind of just looked around. The cashier wasn't caring. They didn't have nearly as good like anti-theft installs. So I'm like, check out, grabbed it, walked out.
Here's a great rule with self scans. If you're using a self scan and it doesn't recognize it after 3 tries, it's free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was actually one time. This one I kind of did feel bad about because Walmart, who cares? But there's a pick and save one during my first year here that the machine was acting up because and it was acting up on like a 3-pound pack of like a higher grade ground beef because like, well, I'll just take it home, cut it up into 3 1-pound sections, and I'd
Yeah.
save like $3. So it was like $18 meat, and it was just acting up. It beeped, so I put it in the bag, but it didn't register. So it said, "Oh well, there's a foreign object here." So the poor attendant was getting stretched every which way, so she just ran over, cleared it, beeped it, said, "Here you go, sir," and walked away. I'm like, well, shit.
Guess this is mine now?
Yep.
Everybody saw that the attendant gave it to me.
Well, that's what I figured. So I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm leaving.
Could have been one of those, she just didn't want to deal with it, so she like just comped it out and said, "Here, just take it, get it out of my hair.
Well, she
I'm having
dealt
a
with
bad
like
day."
back-to-back people who had absolutely no business checking themselves on one of those machines. Like, if you can't understand a touchscreen, no, just no.
Yeah, but you also got to remember it's Houghton, stuck in the 1950s.
No, this was when I was here in Madison.
Oh, Madison, they're stuck in the 1970s.
Yep. I would say late 60s. Or
I'm giving them benefit of the doubt here, okay? I could put Houghton in the 30s and nobody would blink an eyelash.
Oh, probably not. And now I want to go visit Houghton.
Reason to go on the Clarkson trip.
Yeah. Well, if the weather's good, maybe it's like I'm not in the wedding party, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's just I'm more worried about Saturday. I'd have to get up at like 8. That would get me back to like Gladstone by noon, presuming the weather isn't bad. That's kind of the other factor because say I want to drive up Houghton Friday, and all of a sudden a freak blizzard pops up overnight,
Right.
and then I'm stuck in Houghton.
Yeah, that's the one thing is I'm probably for that trip. I'll probably fly into like Green Bay and drive in because I don't want to play roulette with that airport.
Mm-hmm.
I have enough stories where the house wins.
Yeah. Well, that in Green Bay, it's a teeny tiny airport, but it's easy, zip in, zip out, move on with life. And it's
Yes.
right by the interstate.
Easy to get in and out, and they have radar guidance and they have a radio landing system. So if the weather gets shitty, they still land.
Mm-hmm. You can thank the Green Bay Packers for that.
Yep, I do every time I fly in and out of there.
Because they have like air plans for game days because of all the people and private jets flying in.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, well, you have certain times with certain runway groups. There's like 4 phases that they launch the aircraft out of.
Yep, they have NOTAMs for those events. I'm trying to figure out why it's 45 down this stretch.
Yeah, I've been cruising at 53. Only thing that's going to bust you out here is the speed cam, and honestly, with 338,000, I'd kind of rather just eat the $900. I know that isn't the realism experience, but at the same time, I stopped and I was like an inch over the stop line, $780 red light infraction. I'm like,
Those
what?
red light cameras, man, should go to Texas. They're outlawed now.
Mm-hmm. It's like at that point, I just went through the red light. It's like, well, if I paid for it, I might as well get my money's out of it.
Yeah, no, I do the same things. Like if it busts me after I come to an almost stop for a stop, screw it, I'm driving through. I already paid my toll.
Yes, I know, Kat. I'm 20 minutes late feeding you. She doesn't even like the beef and wet food I'm feeding him right now.
I don't like it, but you still need to feed me. There's still a chance that you might change your mind and give me something better.
I probably will open up a second can because my one cat really likes beef. They've been really high-strung energy though the past couple days.
Well, if you stop giving them Coke and Blow.
Well, for all my week's been going, I wouldn't turn that down right now. Oh yeah, I forgot to give you an update. So the units YRC freight lost.
Oh yeah.
All Monday, all Tuesday, half the day Wednesday before declaring them lost. Guess what they found this morning?
They found him.
Yep. After the vendor credited us, Armnate, after we credited our customer, everything's done. And then it's like, oh, it's out on this trailer. So I call him, just like, what's going on here, vendor? And the worst thing was, if it was to arrive at our dealer shop, we were supposed to tell him to reject the shipment.
Wow.
So we were supposed to tell our dealer, oh, those units you've been waiting for a week and a half, the ones that you're touching right now, you can't have them. You have to send them back. Luckily, YRC actually did come through, technically, I guess, and yanked them off the trailer.
What a mess.
Yeah.
At least you don't have to deal with certain warehouses losing government assets.
Mm-hmm.
That's not fun paperwork to deal with. Nor is that a fun meeting to sit in. Yes, you just lost a $350. You just lost a $350,000 part. What are you gonna do about it?
Well, the worst thing is, I brought up the cross-stock and Google Maps. 12 doors each side, so one inbound, one outbound.
Yep.
Couldn't have been more than 40 feet across. It's just like, how? It's like, oh, well, we're short-staffed. You couldn't have one guy walk the length of the building looking left and right.
Sounds like all the excuses I got from American Airlines when they lost that bag of mine here in, what was it, May, I think it was? No, April, that's what it was. They're like, yeah, we recognize that it's been scanned off the plane that came in, but it's not on the conveyor system to go up to the baggage claim.
No kidding.
So, yeah, I understand it takes a little bit of time for somebody to go look, but like, it took them 3 days. I'm like, I called them multiple times throughout the course of those days, and I'm like, do I need to come down there and walk the distance? Because it's not that far. It's literally your hub. You have enough people that somebody could take 2 seconds out of their day, walk the distance, and say, oh, hey, look, I think a bag fell off the belt. It's sitting over here.
Well, what I think happened was they probably just had one of their, like, night crew shifts who just, like, don't care. Probably, like, scan through it. And when the vendor filed freight claim and they saw it was worth $5,000, plus they're tacking on actually $300 for the freight we're incurring to ship the units from the southeast, I think they sent someone who actually, you know, gave a crap about their job, and that's how they found it. But it's just,
yeah. For my situation, it turns out they put my bag on the wrong belt. I chewed American Airlines out on that one.
like, aren't they putting RFD chips in them? So there's scanners now? I know
No.
Delta's rolling that out.
Well, because Delta's got the 20-minute guarantee. For American, you're lucky if the belt starts 30 minutes after your plane lands. Meanwhile, Delta says 20 minutes you'll have your bag.
Yeah, I just don't like American.
I do not either, as you can tell. But the problem is I currently live at their super hub. So I'm unfortunately forced more often than not to use them for trips. I could be more adamant about not using them,
Well,
but
that's our wild.
the benefits of time and the benefits of money.
Well, yeah, because if it's
sometimes
really
better
that
to
much
just
better
not allow
fit, and once you get over the $100 mark, that's kind of where I go, like, the miles and the perks would be nice, but
Yeah,
I can buy all the perks and still save money at that point.
yeah. If it's a short trip, it doesn't make as much difference to me. I still don't like them, but it's like if I'm on a short trip, I'm gonna probably carry the bag on anyway, so I don't care about I don't care about checked baggage or anything, so I don't have to pay for that. I have TSA pre, so it's like I get expedited handling anyway. Doesn't matter if I get on the plane first or last because the plane goes to the same place, and my ticket has a seat on it. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, suck that up. American still has its other issues to deal with, though. So it's like whenever I can avoid them, I do. But it's not something I'm actively avoiding where I'm like, well, I'm dropping an extra $300 on this trip to not fly American.
Yeah. Well, United and Delta, it's just like worst case, I'm going to just check my bag at the gate. United,
Yep.
drop it off, pick it up. It's like as long as I'm not tight on time with connections, I have zero qualms about that.
Well, United and Delta, I get free checked luggage, so I just, here you go, take my bag. I don't care if I'm flying for a day or. They get my bag because I know I'm. And it doesn't cost me any extra, so. American, you never know if you'll get your bag back or not.
Yeah. Well, my
But if
vacation
you do
down,
get it back, it takes like forever.
yeah, my vacation down with my family to Orlando, I was really tempted just to like take the extra days off and then fly in and out with the rest of my family and just tell my mom, let me book the flight. We're going to fly United. We're going to save you baggage fees, but it's like we gotta fly direct, so they're taking Southwest, which.
Southwest, if you had to pick, Southwest is not a bad option.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just she's also very well. We'll get there when we get there, and oh, what's the big deal about landing at 6 o'clock? It's like because I would still have an hour drive back.
Yeah.
It's like I look for the early morning flights. It's like oh well, we don't want to rush out. It's just like
I
I'm
am.
at that point in my life. I don't mind. Waking up at 5 a.m., get to the airport at 6, wheels up at 6:55 because it saves a lot of money. Plus, I get to my destination sooner.
Plus Southwest, 32 to 34 inches of pitch, and they got good snacks.
Very good snacks. But at the very least, I convinced my mom that Tuesday night we should get a hotel room in Orlando because the best flight for me leaves at like 7 in the morning, and I would get home by 11:30. So I would basically get a half day off at home.
Gotcha. That's not bad.
So I figured then it's like worst case, I'll wake up, I'll jump in the shower just so I don't reek of BO from sleeping all night. I'll call Uber, just zip over to the airport. Because even Orlando, it's like TSA pre-check's not going to take me more than 10 minutes to literally waltz through. So
At least they got a dedicated lane there, unlike some places. It's like, oh, you get a dedicated stand-in line lane, but you got to get in line with everybody to get your ID
yeah, it's a
checked.
dedicated stand-in line, but it funnels in.
Which is sometimes almost worse because then you got TSA people. Oh, take your laptop out, take your shoes off,
It's
take
like,
your
but
liquid and gels out.
like,
Except you don't. But then they're confused, and now Grandma doesn't know what they're doing, and so
yeah, it's
now the
like
whole
I paid extra money and let the government. Well, they already know everything, but they have it on paper. I told them like it's.
Oh, they've got my fingerprints like 10 ways to Sunday.
Oh yeah.
They got it for global entry, they got it for my job, they got it for a few other things. None of them criminal as of yet. Willow Lake. If only it wasn't dark.
Andrew,
Yeah, I got my high beams in.
Sam.
are you sweating? It's hot.
Oh, 456 meters. Maybe
I'm
that's
starting
why
to
I put
jerk
it on my
again.
GPS.
I'm just cruising at 65.
Yeah, maybe you just have a teeny bit better acceleration than I do. 'Cause I was right behind you and now I'm not. I don't know, I'm still trying to fine tune how to pimp out my truck the fastest.
And this is also my heavy hauler, not doing a heavy haul. So
Oh, yeah, that would do it.
it's got gobs of power.
Yeah, so those little hills that I was kind of slowing down, you're probably just going, whee!
Yeah, just come up to a hill. Bah!
Yeah, I would slow down to about 60. Nothing too bad, but up, yep, I see. Well, I see your high beams.
Lighting up the world.
Okay, so about 370 is when it snapped onto the GPS. Kind of concerned there for a second. It's like I can physically see you, but my GPS display isn't showing.
GPS disagrees. Welcome to Oregon. Thank you for
Screw it,
visiting
at this
Oregon.
point, I will just pack for the wedding tomorrow after I get home. It's only
I usually just pack like before I run out the door. A lot better.
well, the only thing I'm debating about is how dressed up do I want to get.
Yes.
Because it does seem low key, so I don't know full out suit, but it's definitely not like a jeans. So I'm debating: do I go like dress pants and stuff, or can I get away with khakis?
Get a 3-piece suit with a top hat and a cane.
When in doubt, pimp it.
When in doubt, pimp it out.
Yeah, the wedding next weekend. Oh my! I think I actually might die because it's outside. Well, it's at a nature preserve, and it's going to be like indoor outdoor. The high is going to be 91 degrees with humidity.
Oh no, and with a suit. Oh no.
Yeah, it's just like I already don't do great in heat, and to add a suit jacket on top of that.
I hope that bride is not wearing a corset.
Oh no, she's the petite enough frame. She doesn't need to.
Well, that's sometimes how they're secured closed.
Oh.
Backly are technically a corset.
I mean, you can always interest them in duct tape. They make white. I don't think it breathes any better though.
Knowing her, I doubt it'll be a corset dress, but I could
Well,
be wrong.
Patrick was me, and mine was a corset.
Yep.
It should be the style of closures.
Yours also wasn't a 90-degree day.
No, but it was
Yeah, it's
so
gonna be 90
hot.
and full sun too, no clouds.
They did have sun at their wedding though, but the weather was like perfect. It wasn't too hot.
A little misty.
I'm okay with that though. It made it perfect good for being outside.
Yes, it couldn't complain. Only music
Yeah,
is the complaint.
I had too much going on at the time.
Well, that. Well, so, you know the story. My cousin was supposed to be the DJ, but I found out he wasn't coming like the day of the wedding,
Oof.
about 30 minutes before the start time.
Wow.
Thanks,
Yeah.
cuz.
Love you too.
That's brutal.
Yeah, then he saw me at the family reunion last year, and it was just like, hey, how are you? Okay, he walked in
Just
this
don't
year
give me
looking
a
like
knife.
a homeless man.
Oh, that's awesome. Apparently in Washington they finally started putting the tip over sign on the roundabouts. I totally took out a sign though. Not that sign, just a sign.
I've gotten pretty good at these tight turns. Ugh. Went off the road a little bit at the end there. Got greedy with the acceleration.
Floor it. So last night when I was playing a little bit of Warships after we stopped flying there, Luke, snuck up on somebody with a Tirpitz. That was fun.
Yep. There's one match, me and this other cruiser, we're the only two going after, I think, A, so it's just like, God, another way station, dang it.
Bypassed. I get a bypass.
I don't.
Oh. I don't know if there's an invisible wall, otherwise I would cut across that pavement.
But anyways, so we kind of just go off ourselves. There's a battleship kind of hanging way in the back. Oh, go too far. Beep beep. So it's basically like a suicide run because like no one else is going for it. Let's do this. They didn't send anyone else after it other than a couple ships off in the distance that were like lobbing shots. So we ended up getting a cruiser and a destroyer sunk. Okay, I'm going on. You can start rolling.
All right.
So the first cruiser that, well, the only other cruiser with me had the honor of acting as the meat shield. So I
Nice.
think it scratch on me and I'm just laying out damage. Battleship comes in to contest. We just, so we both start serpentining. You couldn't figure out which one of us to focus. So I start shooting at him and he turns to get a broadside at me. Drive him right into the other guy torpedoes. 3 direct hits.
Perfect.
So we keep cruising along, find another battleship, do the exact same thing to him, and then we perk up and like, oh, look at that. They're aircraft carriers all by his lonesome self, and just all of a sudden see him do a 180. It's like, yeah, we're going to run you down. Bye. So between the two of us, we sank 2 battleships, a cruiser, a destroyer, and their aircraft carrier.
Well, I think I embarrassed a destroyer last night because as a Tirpitz, I hit a destroyer with torpedoes from a Tirpitz.
Wow, that's... Wow. Yeah.
It's not like he didn't see me. He saw me before I saw him.
Yeah. I had my New York battleship, and we were down like 2 ships. We had all 3 points, and it was basically just live, burn time, and by default, we win points-wise.
Yep.
So I'm skirmishing with a cruiser, and he's getting the best of me just because he's good enough to dodge, and I have to keep a far distance so I'm not in torpedo range. So he's getting some good licks on me. I'm getting some scratches, just enough to like push him off. So I get stuck in a channel. Like, well, I want to stay here. So I just kind of pulled up to the side, went full broadside. I'm like, if he ever passes here, he's just going to drop in like 8 torpedoes and I'm dead. Sure enough, that's what happens. I shoot at Citadel hoping for a crit hit, get half his health down. I see 3 torpedoes in the water, and I just blast my horn and die. But at that point, it was like 930 to 486, so it's just like, well, have fun capping. It's going to take you at least 30 seconds. Other 2 points are at least a minute away from draining.
I still look forward to the Midwest and Texas because that's going to bring on a whole lot of another type of trailer types. Cattle trailers for one.
I want to do a cross-country haul car combine.
Yes.
That or a milk tanker. Go full on Wisconsin.
Just get a cheese truck.
Yeah, cheese truck. Ooh, if that does happen, I'm going to try to learn how to custom skin, and I'm going to make a Sargento reefer truck.
I have a feeling somebody already had.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's actually really cool because they have their own private fleet.
Yep.
All the yellow
I've
cab.
seen the trucks. They're pretty awesome.
Great advertisement because you cannot miss them.
No.
It's like I always bought, like, even before my dad worked for Sargento cheese, I always would buy them just because, like, yeah, they're like $1 or $2 more expensive than like the Roundies or the off-brand,
But
but
their cheese is so good.
well, yeah, you can definitely tell it's just that much better because they literally go out to the dairy farms and just say bulk buy year contract. We want this, 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 and this. Then they get in 50-pound blocks and then process it down. They're a cheese processor, not a producer, and they may have like $2 billion in sales every year. Their protein packs added 3.5 to 400 million revenue their first year.
Though I'm not surprised either.
Yeah, it's like a good handful of nuts and then really good chopped up cheese. It's like 100 calories. It's actually pretty filling. And well, who's ever turned down salted nut and cheese cubes?
I think we actually have those at our work grab and go. Now that I think about it.
Oh yeah, well they built another production facility just for that because there's a lot of cross contamination they have to worry about.
Oh, I believe that.
And just the volume. Like they filled up their capacity within a year and a half. They were projecting 4 to 5 years. So needless to say, they hit a home run of that one. But the current head from the family who founded it basically, like as soon as he took on, he basically said, "Kraft Foods, we're going to be throwing them."
Good. Like I like Kraft things, but they got better. You know, they don't have the better cheese. That is for sure.
Yeah, so they wanted to drive their sales up to 3 billion a year.
They
And they
can do
do
it.
cheese.
I'm in the wrong industry apparently.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that that we're selling a jet at $80 million.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons why I kind of want to find a new job. I want to get with a bigger company that has more upward mobility and pay and jobs. So right now, there's really only 2 jobs that would get myself a substantial pay increase. So I'm content where I am now, but I want to start hitting the 80 to 100,000 within the next 3 years. Easiest way to do that is get a grad degree and jump to a manufacturer.
Heck, I don't even need to get a grad degree for that if I just stay where I'm at and move up a little bit.
Well, yeah, well, exactly.
Easy.
That was my one, like that was the one thing I was looking at job hunting. It's like, well, do I want to go small company, culture, probably better benefits, but there's going to be a definite ceiling on your wage.
Right.
Going to a company like Mercury Marine, okay, it's a big corporate company. You're going to have to deal with the corporate mentality, but you can be a lot more aggressive in your career pathing, saying in 5 years I want to be doing this, 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 and be making this amount.
Fair enough.
Forgot we had to drive through Spokane.
Yep. First time I've been here, so unlock the city, and is that going to be enough to get that truck dealership?
Nope. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn into it.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Just do a quick drive-by.
Yep.
I got the hours to spare on the delivery, so...
Well, in time, remember, move slower online.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Volvo discovered.
Oh, it's blocked off. That's awkward.
Yeah, reasons I pulled in.
Is there a point for discovering dealers, or just take...
So you can buy trucks from them. Doesn't matter much to me just because I can buy them online now, but
Well, that, or all I have to say is, oh, do you want to travel to this dealer here? Okay, cool.
yeah.
I think it would be cool if you got like more like skins or something, paint jobs. Kind of give you a little bit more incentive to unlock them all.
There might be an achievement for unlocking all the, all the Volvo dealers or all the Kenworth dealers or something.
Oh, I'm sure.
Ooh, air pressure's running low.
Fuel's running low, but I still got enough miles.
894. We're 48 miles to go.
Yeah, I got about 300 miles.
Yeah, honestly, with a tank this big, once I get to that about 250, 300, that's where I go.
Look out, there's
"Ooh."
a double truck here in the middle of the road.
Ah, dang, I got caught by the red.
Oh, yeah, look out ahead. There's a.
Yeah, he's just jigging and jiving and bouncing all over the place.
He's making a good mess of it, that's for sure.
I give it 2 out of 5 stars. And he's running the red light.
I was
Nice.
going to give him 3 out of 5 for the style.
Oh, great, now both cats are judging me for not beating him.
Yep. One told the other. Said, hey, if we both get in here and beg, he'll get up sooner. Pull full on Simon's cat on him. And I am 20 miles out from my destination.
34.
Drew, where did you end up getting to again, or going towards again?
Just dropping now. Unfortunately, I'll have to probably call it for tonight because I do have to work up.
You have to work tonight too?
Yep. With
I'm
When I'm-
gonna call it here though. I'm starting to sweat in an ungodly amount again.
Tis
It's
fair.
not funny. It's really gross. Not sounding like a girl. It's really just gross. Andy can contest.
Yep. But I made it up to Winnemucca.
Ooh, Winnemucca. So, all right. Have a
All
good
right.
night.
Oh, hey, heads up! There's a Luke. There's a roundabout.
Oh, yeah.
You should be very familiar with those as a Wisconsin.
I love roundabouts if they're done correctly.
Cool thing is you don't really have to go through this one. You just kind of have to go around. Well, I guess it depends on where you're dropping. I shouldn't speak too closely to that. Where is this going to be dropping off?
Have a good night.
All right, you as well, Nat.
Yep.
Thank you. Bye.
Ah, there it is.
They gotta make a right-handed turn. Oh, I think we're dropping off at the same spot.
Dropping off at Eddie's.
Yep.
Yep.
Park the stuff here and be off.
Sounds good.
See you guys later.
See ya.
Later. All right, let me get out of your way because you've got a double trailer.
Yep.
Yeah, so